You know that feeling when you splurge on a cheap countertop cooler for your bar, only to discover it rattles louder than a subway train, the temperature spikes after a couple of hours, and you're left scrambling to keep the drinks from turning into a warm mess? I've seen that happen a lot, and the regret sticks around longer than the cheap plastic smell. The real question is whether stepping up to a purpose-built commercial unit actually saves you from that headache, or if it's just another pricey piece of equipment that sits idle. Link is in the description if you want to check the product details on Amazon. When I started looking at merchandiser refrigerators, the first thing I worried about was the balance between capacity and energy use. A 40 cubic foot fridge sounds massive, and for a small CAF that could feel like buying a mini warehouse. At the same time, you don't want to end up with a unit that hums so loudly it drowns out conversation, or one that takes forever to chill a fresh batch of bottled water. The risk of picking the wrong model is real. You could waste space, overload your electrical circuit, or end up with a freezer that never quite reaches the set temperature, turning your profit margins into a cold shoulder problem. The BINGERMA commercial merchandiser display refrigerator tries to sit in that sweet spot. It's marketed for bars, restaurants, convenience stores, supermarkets, and even office break rooms. In practice, that means you're looking at a glass-fronted cabinet that lets customers see what's inside while the unit keeps everything at a consistent chill. The fast refrigeration claim isn't just marketing fluff. The system is designed to pull down temperature quickly after you load a new batch of drinks, which matters when you're restocking a busy lunch hour and can't afford a half-frozen shelf. If you run a small to medium bar that needs to showcase craft sodas, bottled cocktails, or a rotating selection of local brews, the BINGERMA's dual glass doors are a real advantage. You can keep the back wall clear for signage or promotional material, and the glass panels give a sleek, modern look that matches most interior designs. In a coffee shop that wants to display cold brew bottles and juice drinks, the large front-facing glass turns a simple fridge into a mini retail display, nudging impulse buys without you having to hire a separate merchandiser. Energy saving and quiet operation are other points the manufacturer highlights, and they hold up in everyday use. The unit runs on a compressor that cycles efficiently, so you won't hear a constant drone that makes customers wince. In my own test scenario, a modest office pantry that sees a steady trickle of bottled water and snack drinks throughout the day, the fridge maintained a steady 38°F without spiking electricity bills. For businesses that monitor utility costs closely, that quiet, low-draw operation translates into a real dollar saving over the year. Now, let's talk about who should actually consider this fridge. If you're a bar owner who wants to showcase a premium line of pre-mixed cocktails or high-margin craft sodas, this unit makes sense. It gives you a clean, temperature-stable environment and a visual cue that says this is a curated selection. Restaurants with a grab-and-go beverage station will also benefit. The large capacity means you can stock a full weekend's worth of drinks without constantly refilling. Small convenience stores that need a reliable, frost-free cooler for a variety of packaged beverages will find the capacity generous without feeling cramped. On the flip side, if you're a home enthusiast looking for a personal cooler for a small apartment, the BINGERMA is overkill. Its footprint takes up a sizable chunk of floor space, and the dual doors need clearance to swing open fully, which can be a hassle in tight kitchen layouts. Also, if your business is just starting out and you're watching every line item, the upfront price is higher than a standard countertop cooler. In those cases, a smaller, single-door unit might deliver enough performance without the extra square footage and cost. Practical strengths shine when you think about the day-to-day hustle. The frost-free design eliminates the need for manual defrosting, a task that can be a nightmare in a busy kitchen. You won't find icy buildup on the interior walls, which means you keep the display looking clean and you avoid the hidden energy loss that comes with frost accumulation. The large interior, divided into adjustable shelves, lets you accommodate tall soda bottles, slim energy drinks, and even a few small snack trays. That flexibility is something you often miss in cheaper models that lock you into a fixed shelf layout. Weaknesses are more about the trade-offs that come with a commercial-grade appliance. First, the unit needs proper ventilation space at the back and sides. If you cram it into a tight nook without enough clearance, the compressor will work harder, potentially shortening its lifespan. Second, while the fridge is quieter than many industrial units, It's still louder than a domestic mini fridge, so placing it in a quiet lounge area could be a misstep. Third, the glass doors, while attractive, can be a liability if you have a high-traffic environment where doors are opened and closed dozens